Mr. Chair, with your
So-
indulgence, Attorney Rolex, hindi naman po nila sinunod yung iyong admonition eh. Now, if they did not follow your admonition, sino po ang responsable? Kasi yun ang gusto kong malaman eh. Kaninong responsibilidad?
Your Honor, we have started an internal investigation on this.
I'm not asking whether you have started an internal investigation or not. Nawawala ako sa thread of questioning ko pag ginaganon mo ako, Rolex eh.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
We're in the same league.
I know, Your Honor.
Yeah. So, gusto kong malaman na inaamin nyo kanina, may responsibilidad kayo. Di ba? Sabi mo, meron kayong sinabi sa kanila, but they did not follow it.
What, Your Honor, mahirap kasi sabihan ang anchor kung anong ang kanyang itanong na question, kung kailan niya itanong, kung paano niya itanong. We cannot do that. In the same manner, kung may guest sila, hindi naman namin magsabihan kung sino ang kanilang iimbitahin. Kung ano ang itatanong nila doon sa guest nila. Mahirap eh.
I know it's hard, but that's your responsibility. It's embodied under Section 4 of your franchise law. Otherwise, we will move for the revocation of your franchise if you cannot follow it.
Your Honor, there are maybe degrees of our violation. Maybe I would admit that we may have.
I'm just following your logic, Rolex. Sige.
Well, Your Honor, as I said, we may touch on press freedom here. And I don't want to touch on that.
Pagtalo sa general principles. Pares naman tayo abogado eh.
I'm Your Honor.
Oo. Huwag na tayo magtalo doon. We know for a fact that press freedom is not absolute.
Yes,
Would
but
you
Your
agree
Honor,
with me?
but Your Honor, but to
The
tell,
only thing absolute is the freedom to believe. You can kneel in front of a post and worship it. That's your right. It's absolute.
but with due respect, Your Honor, to tell an anchor how to ask a question, when to ask a question, how to phrase a question, that is, to my mind, Your Honor, a violation of press freedom. The
That's-
anchor enjoys a certain degree, Your Honor.
You should not do that if you think it is a violation of press freedom. But that is your responsibility as a franchisee holder.
That's
That
why,
they should not violate the law.
that's why, Your Honor, we called your attention and we have started an internal investigation.
I do not want to debate already with my underclass in the Philippine Military Academy.
I'm sorry, Your
So,
Honor.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
thank you.
Are you done, Honorable ACOP?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did I hear you right that Mr. Celis is not a member of the Kapisanan?
It's not accredited. It's not an accredited broadcaster.
What's the difference between the two?
The member is Suarezug Media Corporation, Your Honor. The
So-
members of KBB consist of networks.
Okay, so he is not accredited as an official member of the Kapisanan ng mga broadcasters na Pilipinas. Tama?
Yes, Your Honor, that's a way of putting it.
Yes. And did I hear it also right na ang membro ay yung network?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And therefore, if the network is a member of the Kapisanan, it is bound to follow your code of conduct or code of ethics?
That's correct, Your Honor.
There. Now, and therefore, if we follow your logic, if the network is bound by the code of ethics or code of conduct of the Kapisanan na ng broadcaster ng Pilipinas, then they should abide with the provisions of the code of conduct. Tama po?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Now, after hearing all the discussions, the questions and answers this afternoon, would you say that they have followed the provisions of your code of conduct?
Your Honor, I beg your indulgence, but in the context of what has been presented and of which I am informed this hearing, the network is lacking in observance of the code of conduct, Your Honor.
We go to Section 3, Fairness and Objectivity of your code. It says in paragraph 3A, news reports shall be fair, factual, and objective. I refer to the term factual. May I know your definition of what factual is?
Your Honor, is the question addressed to me?
Yeah.
The
You're
factual
still the
means-
one being asked.
Floor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
ABB.
Factual means to say it is based on verified facts and information, incidents and information, data.
Could you please clarify the term unverified?
The unverified means to say that this information being given, the basis is not established.
Okay, thank you. Under Section 4 of News Sources, 4A, care must be taken in selecting news sources since the credibility of the news rests upon its sources. Tama po.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, under 4B, only news that can be attributed to a source shall be aired. When the source cannot be identified by name, the reason for this should be made clear in the news report. Did the anchors fulfill this?
Based on the discussions and the presentation this afternoon, the answer to that is no, Your Honor.
Yes. Uh-huh. And Section 5, there had been unconfirmed reports pertaining to unconfirmed reports. This has been extensively asked and clarified. Tama po.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, may I know what is the liability of the network for violating your code of conduct or code of ethics?
Your Honor, it can range from fine and suspension or expulsion from KBP, Your Honor.
And how is this initiated? And what would be the protocol?
The protocol would be for a complaint to be filed against the network for violation of the provisions of the Code of Ethics, Your Honor.
Thank you. Now, are you aware of NTC Memorandum Circular number 01-03-2006?
I'm not familiar with the numbering, but I'm familiar with most NTC circulars, Your Honor. I'm not familiar with the number.
Yeah. The title of this is Program Standards for Radio and TV Broadcast and Cable TV Stations. This was issued by the National Telecommunications Commission, which you should know. And the pertinent provision na gusto kong malaman po ninyo is that, wherefore, pursuant to the powers vested upon the NTC for the reference and guidance of radio and television broadcasting stations and cable TV stations, and for the information of the general public, the NTC hereby adopts the existing program standards of KBP as set forth in the KBP radio and television codes and in other relevant KBP circulars, including those contained in KBP Circular 06-016, dated 27 February 2006, and hereby reiterates and adopts all the provisions of Memorandum Circular number 11-12-85. All broadcast media and cable TV entities must conform to the above-mentioned guideline.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, and therefore, all broadcast and TV stations must adhere to your rules and regulations pursuant to this memorandum.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you. And therefore, any complaint against the network can be filed for violation of this.
May I make a clarification, Your Honor. In view of a Supreme Court decision, the Vinagracia case, the NTC has been, rather the rationale in the decision was that NTC has no authority over content in broadcast station. The supervision of NTC is technical, so that as a consequence of such decision, complaints filed before the KBP and NTC are referred to the KBP.
But a complaint can be filed for violation of your code of conduct by any entity, shall we say, accredited by the Kapisanan ng Broadcasters ng Pilipinas.
Any
Thank you.
for violation of the code.
Thank you. May I go to Mr. Celis? Hindi ko napipilitin na i-reveal mo kung sino yung informant mo. Kasi yung experience mo as a media practitioner and formerly with your organization, kailangan protektahan mo yung identity ng iyong mga informants. I will adhere to that.
Thank you, sir.
Pero ang tanong ko, hindi ba kailangan na pag nakatanggap ka ng impormasyon, even in confidence or even in public, if you have not verified the information or you have not vetted the information given you, it is incumbent on your part to see to it that you verify that before you report it to the public?
I agree,
No,
Congressman Ako,
yes,
sir.
thank you for your answer. And did you do that? You stated those statements that expenses of our speaker here amounted to 1.8 billion. Did you conduct the necessary vetting process?
After only it was aired as a question, Your Honor, because I believe that I need to do the proper ethical conduct of a professional journalist by following up the source.
Sino po ba ang nag-air ng information sa public? Yung informant mo ba o ikaw?
It was I, Your
Oh,
Honor.
yun na nga ang tanong ko eh. Eh, gusto mo na namang umiwas, hindi ka naman abogado eh. Kagaya ni Attorney Mark. Di ba? Huwag ka nang umiwas. Eh, alam ko naman yung kwan mo eh.
Noted po, Your Honor.
Yes. Therefore, you did not conduct the necessary vetting process. Kasi sa trabaho natin, sa intelligence, you verify yung source. Tama. Sabi mo kanina, unknown na source. At saka yung isang source, kilala mo. That was asked by the Honorable Suarez. Di ba?
Yes, sir.
Pero hindi ba sinasabi rin natin, and I think you know this, na you should also verify the information. Kaya alam mo rin yung A1, A2,
Yes,
F6, F1, di ba?
yes, sir.
Yes. The letters refer to the truthfulness of the information. Tama?
Correct, sir.
And the numbers would refer kung tama yung sinasabi na information sa iyo.
Agree, sir.
Yes. And I think you did not do that.
In that
Being
particular
a
instance,
responsible broadcaster, hindi ba bine-verify nyo muna yung facts bago nyo i-air sa public? Why? Kasi you might destroy the reputation of people.
I agree to that assertion of the Honorable Congressman Ako.
Thank you. Now, may I go to Attorney Soplico? Pwede ba ikaw sumagot dito?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Are you aware of Section 4 of Republic Act 11422?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. And what is the title of that?
The
Section
title is Responsibility to the Public.
No, responsibility to the public. Whose responsibility is it talking about?
Well, it talks about the grantees' responsibility, Your Honor.
Yes. And there is an enumeration under Section 4 of the responsibilities of the grantee, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, may I know, if I heard it right, SMNI does not have a separate personality
From
the owner of the or the grantee.
Your Honor, the grantee is Suarasog.
Yun na nga.
The,
That's precisely my question.
Suarasog.
SMNI does not have a separate personality, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Why? Because it's not a corporation, as stated by Attorney Mark a while ago. Pero palagi niyong ginagamit yung term na SMNI. Ang sabi rin kanina, mahirap i-pronounce yung pangalan ng corporation. Yun ang sagot kanina eh. I have been listening intently a while ago. Now, in the enumeration of the responsibility to the public of the grantee, which is the
Suarasog.
Suarsog. Yes.
Your Honor.
Meron po kayong responsibility over and above the things being done in your station. Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. And therefore, nagulat ako kanina nung sinabi ni attorney na just because of a disclaimer, mawawalan na ng responsibility yung grantee. When in fact, the law enumerates its responsibility to the public. Would you agree?
Your Honor, we explained earlier that
I'm not asking for an explanation. I'm asking for an answer, yes or no. Would you agree?
well, Your Honor, yes, Your Honor, there are enumerations here in Section 4 which pertains to the grantee's responsibility, Your Honor.
Yes. And would you agree with me also that if we follow these responsibilities enumerated by law, you have also a certain kind of degree. Kasi narinig ko sa ito, attorney, Rolex, na merong degree of independence yung inyong mga anchor. Now, if they have a degree of independence, the network has also a degree of control over them. Would that be correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And therefore, for any misdemeanor or any violation of law or any violation of the provision of your franchise, you will suffer the consequences.
Well,
Why? Because
to a certain degree,
you
yes,
are
Your Honor.
responsible.
Yes, Your Honor, to a certain degree. But let me point out, Your Honor.
I'm not asking for your explanation, Attorney Rolex. I'm just asking for a yes or no.
Let me qualify my answer, Your Honor.
I'll give you that privilege, Mr. Chair.
Yes,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
you have
Your
the,
Honor, these are anchors. They exercise, as said earlier, a certain degree of independence from the grantee of the franchise, Suarasog. We cannot tell them what to say. We cannot tell them how to ask a question, when to ask the question, or even who to invite to their programs, Your Honor. Beforehand, they were told that they have to follow certain policies. And in fact, in their contract of service, Your Honor, there is stipulated here, refrain from performing any act or conduct that may tend to tarnish the good reputation of SSMC, that's Suarasog, and put it in a bad light, or that may be prejudicial to SSMC's interests.
Mr. Chair, with your
So-
indulgence, Attorney Rolex, hindi naman po nila sinunod yung iyong admonition eh. Now, if they did not follow your admonition, sino po ang responsable? Kasi yun ang gusto kong malaman eh, kaninong responsibilidad?
Your Honor, we have started an internal investigation on this.
I'm not asking whether you have started an internal investigation or not. Nawawala ako sa thread of questioning ko pag ginaganon mo ako, Rolex eh.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
We're in the same league.
I know, Your Honor.
Yeah. So, gusto kong malaman na inaamin nyo kanina, may responsibilidad kayo. Di ba? Sabi mo, meron kayong sinabi sa kanila, but they did not follow it.
Well, Your Honor, mahirap kasi sabihan ang anchor kung anong ang kanyang itanong na question, kung kailan niya itanong, kung paano niya itanong. We cannot do that. In the same manner, kung may guest sila, hindi naman namin magsabihan kung sino ang kanilang iimbitahin. Kung ano ang itatanong nila doon sa guest nila. Mahirap eh.
I know it's hard, but that's your responsibility. It's embodied under Section 4 of your franchise law. Otherwise, we will move for the revocation of your franchise if you cannot follow it.
Your Honor, there are maybe degrees of our violation. Maybe I would admit that we may have.
I'm just following your logic, Rolex. Sige.
Well, Your Honor, as I said, we may touch on press freedom here. And I don't want to touch on that.
Magtalo sa general principles. Pares naman tayo abogado eh.
I'm Your Honor.
Oo. Huwag na tayo magtalo doon. We know for a fact that press freedom is not absolute.
Yes, but
Would you
Your Honor,
agree with me?
but Your Honor, but to
The
tell
only thing absolute is the freedom to believe. You can kneel in front of a post and worship it. That's your right. It's absolute.
But with due respect, Your Honor, to tell an anchor how to ask a question, when to ask a question, how to phrase a question, that is, to my mind, Your Honor, a violation of press freedom. The
That's-
anchor enjoys a certain degree, Your Honor.
You should not do that if you think it is a violation of press freedom. But that is your responsibility as a franchisee holder.
That's
That
why,
they should not violate the law.
that's why, Your Honor, we called your attention and we have started an internal investigation.
I do not want to debate already with my underclass in the Philippine Military Academy.
I'm sorry, Your
So,
Honor.
Mr. Chair,
yes,
thank you.